Hi, I'm Richard. In a previous video, I ran a side-by-side test of 4 balanced hydroponic fertilizers I bought from Amazon. The clear winner was MasterBlend. Great growth, vibrant colors, strong roots, and unbeatable cost-effectiveness. But after chatting with ChatGPT, I realized that QuantumGrow's poor performance might not be entirely its fault. One major issue: it lacks calcium and magnesium, essential nutrients for plant structure, chlorophyll production, and root development. So today, we're giving QuantumGrow a fair second chance. This time, I've set up another side-by-side test. Same grow system, same plants, same lighting, same everything. The only difference? The nutrients. I tested 4 different formulas. MasterBlend 3-part combo, we'll call it MB. QuantumGrow at its recommended dose, we'll call it Q1. QuantumGrow at double the dose, Q2, and QuantumGrow plus calcium and magnesium, following ChatGPT's custom recommendation. We'll call it QCM. This time, I wanted to give Q every opportunity to shine. Q1 represents the basic, safe seedling dose. Q2 is a more aggressive growth stage formula. QCM attempts to create a well-balanced nutrient profile, comparable to MB. After 13 days of growth, the results speak for themselves. MB once again exploded with growth. The lettuce was the reddest, fullest, and showed strong anthocyanin development. The leaves were thick and healthy. The roots were long, orange-tinted and full, a clear sign of vigorous uptake and overall plant health. Q1 was weak, pale, and small. The roots were stringy and oddly shaped, with some needle-like aerial roots. It just didn't have what it needed. Q2 looked better. Red pigmentation was strong and leaves were large. The roots weren't great, but still better than Q1. QCM grew fast, but the leaves turned yellow and thin. There was barely any red pigment. The leaves were weak, and you could clearly see the veins. The roots were also underwhelming. Touching the plants, MB's leaves were the thickest and strongest by far. Let's move on to pak choi. All 4 actually did okay here. MB's leaves were a bit yellow, likely because it had used up most of the nitrogen. The roots were still very healthy. Q1 surprised me, with large dark green leaves and okay roots. Q2's leaves were smaller than Q1, oddly enough, even though the formula was stronger. Roots were less developed. QCM had the smallest leaves and the weakest roots, with clear yellowing and visible veins.
Now mustard greens. MB's plants were big, strong, and richly colored. Q1, Q2, and QCM all look soft and small. Nearly every plant had 1 or 2 bleached early leaves, clear signs of early nutrient stress. I picked the strongest mustard from each group for comparison, and MB's was clearly the best. Even the weakest mustard from MB outperformed the best mustard from any of the Q treatments in leaf size, color, and root mass. Now for Dandelion. Here's where things were even. All 4 groups grew Dandelion well. Root systems were similar. Leaf color and size were comparable. It seems Dandelion is incredibly resilient, a true weed that thrives in almost any condition.
Let's take a look at the data. The most interesting thing is how MB dropped from 834 to 389 in just under 2 weeks. That's a huge nutrient uptake, over 50%. The pH rising to over 8 confirms this. The plants were actively absorbing nitrate and other cations. This tells us one thing loud and clear. If you use MB, you must flush and refill your water regularly to keep nutrients balanced. So, what's the final verdict? MB still wins. Consistent, effective, and reliable across all plant types. For me personally, it's still my top choice and the one that I've used for years. As for QCM, the calcium and magnesium helped a little, but it wasn't enough to beat MB. There's still a lot of room for improvement. Maybe the microbes in QuantumGrow just don't thrive in high EC hydroponic setups, or maybe they need more organic matter to activate. In any case, I'll keep testing. This was a personal, unsponsored experiment, just one grower's experience. Your results might be different, but I hope it gives you valuable insights for your own system.
Have you tried QuantumGrow or MasterBlend? Drop your results in the comments. I respond to every grower. Let's build the smartest hydroponic community on YouTube.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more honest, hands-on hydroponic experiments. And hey, if you want a plug-and-play smart hydroponic system, check out our AI-powered grower at freebond.com. Use code YouTubeFans for a special discount. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another deep dive experiment. Let's grow better together.